I'm Kelda and I'm one of the watchmakers in the team.
So regulation is the fine-tuning of a mechanical watch, and we do that to improve the timekeeping and accuracy across all of the positions. And yes, so we do this as part of a build, and we also offer it as when watches come back for a service.
So when the customer purchases the watch, Kier or Mikey will then get in touch with them and ask them their wearing habits, like what wrist they wear it on, how they store it at night, and then that gets passed on to us and we regulate the watch accordingly. We finely tune them so they're running as on time and perfectly as we can.
So all mechanical watches will gain or lose time due to things like temperature changes, gravity, even like wearer habits, and like internal parts of the movement wearing as well. So yeah, that's why we fine tune and regulate the movements before we send them out, just to make sure they are running the best from day one. And I guess that's why we get them back in for services, because wearer habits, wearer movements, all those things do affect it over time. To adjust and check the movement, we use a time grapher machine, which gives us 3 different measurements. Firstly, the amplitude, which is the degree of rotation in the balance wheel swing, which shows us the overall health and if there's friction within different parts of the movement, like internally. It also shows us the beat error, which is essentially the time difference between the tick and the torque, which indicates balance wheel symmetry within the movement. The rate is basically just how fast or slow the watch is running, and that's measured in seconds per day.
When I first started working here, I was really bad at it because it's very, very fine and you have to get your tweezers like right into the movement and change the index like ever so slightly. And I find it so difficult. And now I do actually enjoy it. It's quite satisfying to get it like perfect. We call this the studness. And yeah, just ever so slightly, like the tiniest movement makes such a big difference. So you have to do it under magnification, and I think that's definitely one of the hardest things at the start because it's such like fine tuning with like new tools, and like if you slip, you're in the balance, which is kind of a disaster.
In a perfect watch, and what we're aiming for at the end of each build is for the beat error to read 0, and that means the balance wheel's swinging evenly in both directions. So yeah, when the beat error is high, it can cause the watch to lose accuracy and have reduced amplitude or fail to self-start. And this is visually represented on the machine as 2 lines. And yeah, we want it to be like that one single line that's quite even.
And it does often run slightly differently, dial up and dial down, and because you wear your watch dial up, you'd always check it as you go. So by just turning it round, and yeah, it's always a little bit different, so you have to kind of counteract moving it up or down slightly compared to what it acts like the other way around. It's looking pretty good. So the only other thing, when it's like I'm happy with it this way, which is dial up, the only other thing we do is when someone orders the watch, they tell us how they wear it. So if they wear it right wrist or left wrist, and how they like look after it at night. So if it's how it's resting, and then we'll also make sure it's working well in that position. I'm just going to do some finer adjustments just to get it closer to that 0. So yeah, now that I'm happy with how the line looks and the readings, like that's the watch ready to go.